Sorry for disturbing the peace, boys, but I'm trying to get to the gold. That's all the gold I found right there. They're definitely curious. What's going on, guys? This is Protaz with Protaz Adventures. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, please click that subscribe button so you can join me on more adventures in the future. Let's get in the video. Check out this view, guys. Look at those mountains. I can't even do justice with the camera. So I'm going on another gold panning expedition. Got my travel bag here. I brought my classifier and I brought a smaller pan this time. So I just can do smaller areas and just kind of have fun doing it, learning how to pan with a smaller pan and hopefully find some gold. I'm hitting a different part of the river and we'll see if we can find some gold. So let's get it. Before we get it, I gotta put my Sims boots on so I don't trip in the water. I got these Sims boots right here. They have felt bottoms and they're gonna help me basically not slip on the rocks because the rocks are pretty slippery in the river. So I use these for fishing. I'm gonna use them for gold. Pretty good idea to maybe dump out the rocks. Otherwise it's gonna hurt walking on rocks with rocks in your boots. All right, the adventure begins. Lock the car, good to go. All right, we're gonna go on this expedition, try a new place. I've never been here before. I studied the layout of this river a little bit to see where good pockets of gold might be. And I'm pretty excited just to hit it, man. Another day, beautiful day out, sunny, and there's nothing to complain about. So let's get on this adventure and just see if we can find some gold again. All right, let's check out this river. Definitely good, low water. And I think I'll be able to cross this. I mean, it looks a little deep here, but I think I'd be able to come down over here and cross into this, and then I want to make my way that way and to see if I could find that beautiful gold. I don't know about crossing here. That's pretty deep. I think that's got to be at least 6 feet of water. I didn't think the river was this flooded. We'll have to find a different route. I'm gonna try to get down here to see exactly how deep this water is. I think it's deep. It looks like 6 feet to me. Yeah, it's got to be at least 6 feet here. I'm gonna float away if I decide to go in here. But we got tons of fish. My goal is to get down over there on that bend there. I kind of looked at the map and it checks out. So yeah, not the place to be for sure, but we'll have to keep on walking and seeing if we can find an alternate route to get to a different spot of the river. Managed to make it to the other side here, so that's fantastic. Look how clear this water is, guys. That is amazing. Pretty sure gold will wash up kind of in that area. I'll show you guys in a second, but pretty excited about this. This is another adventure and hope you guys enjoy it. So let's continue on here. This is kind of what I'm talking about here. A bunch of this dirt and debris got stacked onto this little pile here, and potentially this could have gold underneath the rocks, like big rocks like that. I would need to dig in there and see, but I'm not going here. I'm trying to truck along and trying to get to my spot. So maybe on the way back, I could pan this and see if we can find anything under those rocks. So that's a really good spot to definitely check out. The water actually feels kind of refreshing on a nice summer hot day. I think it's 85 today. So that's, you know, enough to want to jump into the river. I'm really happy about bringing these boots because I'm walking like I'm walking down the road on these rocks. And there's a lot of algae on these rocks. So I know boots are doing their job. Sims gear. Some of the best fishing gear you guys could possibly buy. Maybe Sims will sponsor me one day. I don't know. That'd be pretty amazing. With how the river's running, I'm trying to get to the other side of the bank and I'm gonna have to cross the river. I hope it's not too deep. It's not very fast here, but it's gonna require some agility to cross. So I'm gonna be extra careful and try to be safe when crossing. Oh man. All right, well, let's do this, I guess. Basically, the river is actually running pretty fast here and it's hard to judge how deep it is, but it's up to your knee here. So when I get back, I'm gonna go into that slower water right there and shoot across and get back to the bank. because that was a little bit sketch. A lot of loose gravel here. It's kind of hard to get on the bank. Oh, we made it onto the bank here. Now I just gotta move through all this and try to get to the spot I'm trying to go. Hopefully there's no booby traps. Oh man, this is crazy. Trying to find a route around everything, and I'm just being restricted everywhere I go. All right, I found a path. I'm kind of just taking it off a limb to see if I could get to the part where I'm trying to go to. It's definitely a little sketch being in the woods with no knife or gun or anything, mace. Who knows what you're gonna encounter out here. But that's something I gotta probably think about, is having some kind of defense on me when I'm doing these kind of adventures. Just in case I encounter something, I have a position where I have the upper hand, you know? So definitely I need to think about that in the future when I make these videos, is I go to these remote places and sometimes there's no service even. It's you versus the wild in some situations. So it's very important to have something on you to protect yourself for sure. All right, I see the exit now. Good part of the river where I could potentially exit out of and start panning. I made it to the bank. Now I gotta make it to the edge of the river to see if there's any good spots to pan here. If you guys can't hear me well, it's kind of windy out, but I'm trying to talk a little louder, and when I edit, I can also edit the features so that my voice is more enhanced. But I did buy a microphone for this, but I haven't plugged it in or used it. I might use it in my next video. Speaking of next videos, you guys are not going to want to miss the next video. We're not panning for gold, but we're doing something pretty exciting, and you guys just got to stay tuned for that because it's going to be an amazing video for sure. This is the part of the river I wanted to pan at. And I wanted to pan here because all of this here, all this material is potential for good pay. If you guys see the river, it comes over here and it washes out down there. So all of this gets covered with water, and I'm pretty sure some good pay dirt is down in this edge here. But I want to walk down even further to further my investigation. Kind of looking at the rocks and everything, and we're actually seeing a lot of quartz here, which is promising ground when it comes to gold panning. There's a lot of rocks with the different composites and stuff, and I'm hoping that when I check out this stuff here, I'm hoping that when I pan this stuff, we'll find some gold for sure, because there's tons of quartz here, tons of it. So I'm hoping it's gonna have some promising gold flakes. I'm just kind of mapping out the lays of the land here, and I'm just gonna grab a pan of the sand here and just kind of check it to see if there's any material in here. We're off to a bad start now. You guys saw that? My phone fell, hit a rock, cracked my screen. Man, why it's gotta be so rocky out here? Well, I just saw a piece of gold in the material without even panning it. Just kind of looking and observing the material, I saw a piece of gold. So, all right, well, I don't have to go too far then to find gold if that's the case. I'm gonna go pan this at the river to see what we actually got, and if that's the case, I'm just gonna start panning right here. Let's get in the river and pan this. So we have a little bit of gold. Nothing crazy, but it's in the sand. Let me show you. So that's all the gold I found right there. 4 pieces in that sand that I thought had gold, and sure enough, it does have gold. So as you guys can tell by my face, I am pretty stoked. Yeah, first pan, 4 pieces of gold in the middle of some random river, crossing rivers, finding gold. Like, man, that is amazing. So the only thing that's not amazing is the fact that I forgot my sniffer bottle, so I can't collect it. Well, I'm gonna try to collect it somehow. Let's continue walking the river and panning more parts of the river. So flag zone number 1, it's a success. I'm gonna continue going and seeing where the gold leads me, but I know that if it doesn't pan out over there, it'll pan out over here and we'll continue to have success. I want to make it down to the bottom end of the river here and do a pan, and we'll see and compare, and if there's gold, we'll stay, and if not, we'll move back to where we're at and try a different spot, try to go backwards. All right, I don't want to talk too loud, but there is like a herd of elk right in front of me. I'm gonna try to come up to them, but again, I have no defense mechanism, so I'm gonna have to fight them bare knuckle fist fight if anything happens. I don't want to come up too close because they've got an entire family. Just gonna mind my own business here. I don't know how dangerous these animals are, but I'm not gonna come up too close. I see a male, 2 males, and a bunch of females. They're definitely curious. They got a bunch of young elk with them. There's too many of them. There's only one of me. I'm not afraid, but I also don't know what they're gonna do. I don't want them to charge at me. So I'm just gonna walk away and let them do their thing. Sorry for disturbing the peace, boys, but I'm trying to get to the gold. I don't want to be caught in the crossfire with a bunch of elk trying to skin me alive out here, especially when I have no firearm, no knife. I got some rocks, but that'll just deter them. Honestly, if they really wanted to, they can attack. So I'm just gonna take a scoop of this. Good little scoop. And I'm just gonna pan it in the water. Basically just trying to take layer off at a time. I'll rotate it, make sure the gold, if there's any, falls to the bottom. And then I'll just take a layer off. And I'll continue doing this like 50 times and then it should be good. Yeah, no gold here. I can hear those elk just down behind this corner here. They're just moving on me. No gold here in this spot, that's fine. I do want to pan where the entry to the river is there. It kind of curves and kind of probably dumps a bunch of gold on the backside there. So I don't know, we'll check it out, see if we can find something. I'm gonna pan it and go from there. Go put this in the water and check it out. Not really any gold in here, but not to say that there isn't any. It was definitely a bad idea to buy a black scoop. I left the scoop here again. Good thing I remembered. Probably should have got a red one or a green one so I could see it better. Wish me luck, I'm crossing. Soak now. All right, we crossed. Definitely pretty deep there in the corner. It doesn't look deep because if you look, you see all the rocks and everything, but the water does get a little darker in the middle there. And so It's definitely treacherous if you're gonna do that barefoot. All right, so I made it on the bank here, and I really wanna try this corner edge right here. I think this is gonna be some promising real estate right here. I'm gonna set up right here, and I'm just gonna classify some of this stuff and see if we can find some gold. You guys see that? That's somebody's boot. They didn't have Sims gear. That's what happens out here. You just lose your balance, and then this guy, I don't know what happened to him, but his boot is here. If you need this, I have it, so let me know. I don't know what the rest of it is, but you can have it back. If you don't have Sims boots, don't come out here. Whoops. Oh yeah, we got some gold. Heck yeah. Let me show you guys this gold that I got. Trying to separate the rocks so I can show you guys the gold. Hopefully you guys can see that. We got 3 pieces of gold right there. And just checking out that spot right there. I'm gonna put a flag post on my map, and that'll be definitely a different spot I'd like to try to pan for more than one session to see if I can find more gold. Let's go get some gold. So I'm heading back to my car now. Had a pretty good adventure, not gonna lie. We found some gold. It's kind of all in between. There isn't too much gold to show, but we did get a little bit, and it's all part of the adventure, really. Thank you guys for watching, and once again, I thank you for all the people that are coming back and watching my videos. If you guys are new, obviously hit that subscribe button. You don't want to be sleeping on these videos, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. So peace.